I'm Mark Gurman with Bloomberg Technology, and on this week's episode of Power Up, I'll be talking about the brewing Cold War between Apple and Facebook. Joining me today is Kurt Wagner, my colleague who covers Facebook, and we'll be talking about all of the growing issues between Apple and the social network. So Kurt, to hand it off to you, tell us, how did this sniping between Apple and Facebook begin? Take us back to 3 years ago when this all began.
Well, I think it goes even further than that, but a lot of it was internal. And there has been a little bit of a dislike and distrust between these companies for a while, but we saw it spill out into the public, as you mentioned, kind of in 2018. That was when Facebook was going through this issue with Cambridge Analytica. They had a data privacy scandal on their hands. And we heard Tim Cook basically say, take a shot at Mark Zuckerberg and say, I wouldn't be in this situation if I were running Facebook. And from there, the two companies kind of exchanged a lot of public attacks. A lot of it was pretty petty at the time, right? But as we've seen in the last couple months, it's gotten pretty serious to the point that these two companies are now really going after each other and their respective businesses.
So talk us through the latest issue related to Apple's app ad tracking transparency feature coming to iOS 14.5 in the coming weeks. How does that impact Facebook and their bottom line?
Well, Facebook makes almost all of its money from targeted advertising. And so a big part of that is the ability to understand what you're doing on your phone. What apps are you using? What websites are you visiting? And then they'll show you ads based on that activity. But this new change to iOS is going to basically force Facebook to ask for permission to start doing that. And the way that they're going to ask for permission is through a pop-up. And Facebook is really upset about this, right? They see this pop-up as being intrusive. They think it's alarmist. They're worried that a lot of people are going to see this and suddenly say, wait, why is Facebook tracking me, right? This is a bad thing. And they're going to opt out of doing that. And if enough people opt out of letting Facebook track them, that could have serious impact on their ability to show these targeted ads. So for Facebook, this is really an attack on their core business, right? They see Apple kind of stepping in between the relationship of them and their user and potentially hurting their bottom line. I'm curious from you, Mark. I mean, these two companies have, as we know, a long history, but it seems like it's going to be being aggressive into the future as well. Like, where do these two companies go from here? How do they continue to compete?
Yeah, so for the last 10 years, they've had a relationship that was mutually beneficial. Apple made Facebook one of the premier apps on the iPhone, and obviously Facebook has made a ton of money from its main Blue app, from Instagram, from WhatsApp, by being available on Apple's App Store and other platforms. But now they're sort of crossing into each other's territory. As I've written several times, Apple is working on a high-end VR headset. It's probably going to be at least 5 times the price, of Oculus' $200, $300 Quest headset, and it's going to blow up out of the water in terms of specifications. But Facebook will be severely undercutting it in price. Further out, both companies are working on lightweight augmented reality glasses. That's what Apple really wants to pitch as the future, of the smartphone several years down the road, as does Facebook. So you'll see competition there. There's been overlap, of course, in home devices. Facebook has the portal for video chat. It has a TV device now. So there's some overlap there with Apple, with its HomeKit platform, obviously FaceTime on the iPad, the Apple TV, and the HomePod. So while they have a mutually beneficial relationship, they're also going to be fighting over the future of consumer technology as well into the future. So Kurt, thank you for joining me. I'm Mark Gurman. This is Power Up.